single arm seated cable row and how to massively do it for my body. She's gonna teach us how to do it.
Big thing we looked at with Chris today was especially looking at posing at the start of the session. He's really good at rotating one direction, not the other. Again, that's a little bit of a deep dive, but when he was showing me his seated cable row here, big thing is that we looked at letting him set up differently on different sides. And that's because if your body is really good at rotating one direction, and lats do have a rotational component, despite what all the influencers want to say, if you're really good at rotating one direction, you might need to bias the opposite to help get the other one basically rotating opposite direction. So if you live in a bias, you might need to access the other one in order to get the work in that you want. So Chris got set up. How did you set up originally?
Right on the right side.
So for him, Chris is really good at turning to his right. So here his hips are square, and he can rotate his upper trunk to the right pretty well. You can look at his sternum, and his sternum's basically going to turn to the right a little bit. He's got really good lat contraction here. He's getting great length. Everything on here looks really good. When he went same side, arm and leg on the left side, look at his hip position here. If you look at his hip position here, if he had two headlights on his hip bones, they are biased to the right. If he is turning right, he doesn't have room to get left length or contraction. So instead of having his left leg forward here, I put his left leg on the same side so that his hips are square to allow him to get, again, better lat contraction. One way you could think about this is he was basically orienting his entire body to the right and trying to get left lat. So all we did was square his hips up, and then that allowed his trunk to rotate a little bit more. So big difference here is on one, he was orienting his entire body. On the latter portion, he kept relative movement, meaning upper trunk moving relative to lower body. And if you're looking at posing, having relative, if there's one thing I could give to bodybuilders and powerlifters in general, relative motion is your money. That's your posing. It's your ability to move well. It's your ability to rotate. So recapturing relative motion, meaning getting body segments moving and doing different things at the same time, might be one of your biggest kind of low-hanging fruit things that you could do.
So I can tell you from my perspective, I knew going same side felt incredible, but what I wasn't thinking about was it feels incredible to my right side, but not my left. And I can get a good contraction on my left doing it that way, but the stretch or lengthening that lat is almost zero. So I was pairing contraction with growth, as opposed to I was missing the whole top half of the motion, so to speak. So what that taught me in all was I had to start looking at right and left side, and then how I'm shifting my hips based upon what side I'm rowing. So with this, I cannot be grateful enough for that just simple observation. Say, hey, let's try both sides, see what it feels like. And then, as you all know, I'm a king of, if it feels great, let's do it. And that's what we learned here today.
You're never going to know until you try, right?
Yes.
And so you never want to just guess. But at the same time, again, if we know Chris is really good at turning to his right, I'm already a little bit suspicious he's going to do it here. And lo and behold, he did. His whole body likes to stay oriented to the right side of him. And again, that doesn't create any space. So have a little bit of bias. Don't be too quick to confirm, but
like, share, subscribe. Until next time, Credible TV.